Okay. We're live. We're back again. We did it again. This is is this the fourth day this week we have managed to actually go live?
Such accuracy,
Yes.
unknown.
Yeah. I want to say to everybody, happy Thanksgiving. And don't get confused about what this day is about. It's about being thankful. And we are very thankful for all of you. But we also, before I begin, because I always forget to say it, please subscribe, like, and share on all your social media so everybody else can have the privilege of being able to watch us. And you're going to have to, the chat boxes.
Oh yeah.
You're just, no, you just have to move the screen. Anyway, um, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's how that works. Well,
Yeah.
hello, chatters.
And so you might want to click on this.
Arrow.
Yeah. So it will go up there. It's not going up there. Well, okay. For some reason, we're unable to chat. We're not sure why. But anyway, we'll figure that out later, I guess. So I wanted to start. I always like to follow up on something from the last time we were together. And we had talked about Matt Gaetz, and I wanted to, well, apparently, don't worry about it. We don't need, just don't worry about it. So at any rate, we had talked about Matt Gaetz, and we talked about what happened with him. Don't just
Okay.
just leave it. We had talked about what happened to him, and we talked about where he is. And it's odd because I happened to be watching TV, and who was on One American News but Matt Gaetz? He has a show on One American News. I think it's on at 9. It was on at 9 o'clock last night. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. But also too, as we talked about before, he had a lot of complaints that had been brought before the ethics committee, and he resigned from Congress. And when he did, the ethics committee lost their jurisdiction. They could no longer investigate him. So apparently that's why he dropped out, because according to the ethics committee, the charges against him were plausible. And so I wanted to do that. I also wanted to say, somebody out there in the chat, and yeah, we do read the chat. Sometimes I read them later, but we do read it. They asked us to look into a woman named Mary Silva, who is running for the House in Washington State. And I don't want to step on any toes, but I was not impressed with her at all. To me, she is not a politician. So this may all be new to her, but also to, she's just milk toast to me. She's just like milk toast. And I was not impressed. I would not endorse her, but I don't know who she's running against. So it may be she needs to be endorsed.
Well, if it's an incumbent in Washington State, it's probably somebody we would not endorse in 1,000 years. So she's just a person you wouldn't endorse tomorrow.
Right, but she might be better than whoever she's running
Yeah, she
against. So
might be.
we don't know that. And somebody from Washington State might, if that person who asked that question is here, then they can answer that. The other news that we have going on that all of you, I'm sure, are aware is that 2 members of the National Guard, and I'm going to hold it together. 2 members of the National Guard were shot. I haven't seen there, as far as I know, they're still alive. They're in critical condition in the hospital.
Yesterday they were shot.
But before I go on with some of the other stuff I wanted to talk about, I wanted to honor them and honor their service. The sad thing is, to me, I mean, there are a lot of sad things about this. They were very young. There's a man and a woman, and they had both been sworn in to the National Guard 24 hours prior to taking their position in Washington, D.C. And actually, we still call her Judge, I guess. Judge Janine Pirro is the one who is involved in that, and I believe she's the one who swore them in. You might check comments while I'm talking.
She's a U.S.
So
attorney.
I know, but I think I always still refer to her as, I don't know what title you give somebody when they change jobs. I still like to call her Judge Janine because
That's fine.
that's she
Fine
was.
with her.
I'm sure it's fine with her. That's how she's known. Both were sworn in less than 24 hours before they were shot, which is just heartbreaking. But the National Guardsmen were identified as Sarah Beckstrom and Andrew Wolf. And I just wanted to say a real quick prayer for both of them. As far as we know, they're still in critical condition. So, Father God, we just bring Sarah Beckstrom and Andrew Wolf before you. We ask you for healing of them. We pray, Father God, that you would be with their families and bring them comfort at this Thanksgiving Day. Father, please, we ask you for healing of them and comfort to their families. And I do want to honor them. We honor them for their service. We honor them for signing up to be in the National Guard.
Now, tell me how to move this chat again.
You do the 3 and it's pop out chat. Technical difficulties.
Okay, I think now that was a problem.
Okay. You have to be in the. You can't. Yeah, there you go. You have to be. Okay. So, in going on about the shooting, the gunman who ambushed and wounded the 2 National Guard right near the White House, as we all know, was part of that Afghanistan horrible withdrawal where all those people came over. And of course, naturally, I remember Mayorkas, I remember Biden. Oh, yes, they've all been vetted. We know that they had no idea who they were. They did not know who they were. They didn't know anything about them. It was just part of their agenda to cause harm to America.
Right.
And Bill and I were talking earlier. One of the things for which I am eternally grateful and will always be is for that President Trump is our president, and that Kash Patel is the head of the FBI, and that Pete Hegseth is the Secretary of War, and Judge Jeanine Pirro is a U.S. attorney. All of these things for which I'm grateful. And one reason why I am grateful for this is Pete Hegseth said this, and I know he means it. This will not stand. This will not stand. They are not going to allow these people to shoot their National Guard. They're going to do whatever they need to do to protect not only the citizens, but the National Guard and the other people who are protecting the citizens. They're calling in 500 more troops of the National Guard. And I believe they will do whatever it takes to protect us, we the people. And they mean it. And Kash Patel, and with Judge Jeanine Pirro on it, they will investigate this to the fullest. They will know whether that guy acted alone or not. It will happen. And we were talking earlier that during the previous administration and during that other administration, I didn't have faith that they would protect us. Did you?
No, they're trying to destroy us.
I told Bill.
It's pretty clear.
We were thinking about traveling, and I said, I don't want to go to another country. What if something happens? I mean, President Trump has had to rescue a lot of people who are in jail in another country. And the other one wouldn't have. They would have just said, just do whatever you want to do with them. So
I just want to say I can't respond to the chat. There's something wrong. Probably had to reboot the computer in order to engage the chat. It says restore chat.
Well, in any case, you can respond to them. You can speak.
Okay.
What do you have any?
No. How can I improve on what you just said?
Well, no,
those poor people.
You said you can respond to the people in the chat, so I was saying you can.
No, without interrupting my wife, which of course I would never do.
Of course. Will you have my permission to interrupt me if you need to respond?
If I need to, fine.
Okay. Thank you. In any case,
well, her title when calling her would be judge. Her job is U.S. attorney, but being a judge is higher than a U.S. attorney. So you keep the higher title as a courtesy. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. And I in my pea brain, I had a feeling that's what it was, because you give the person the highest rank that they achieved, no matter what.
Yeah, you always call him President Trump.
Yeah. So in any case, I wanted to go back to this Afghan national person, because this makes me even sicker. This person who wounded the National Guard troops worked with CIA-backed parliamentary units during the U.S. war in Afghanistan.
Paramilitary unit, you mean?
Paramilitary, sorry. Worked with paramilitary. I'm sorry, you want me to say, okay, paramilitary units during the U.S. war in Afghanistan. John Ratcliffe revealed this on Thursday. He's another one for which I am grateful. He's another one who was very involved in some of the investigative.
And having any one of those people involved in an administration would be great. Yeah. But to have them all together, you know they're going to take care of business.
Right. So he was working. He was working with us, or that we were working with him. I'm not surprised he was working with the CIA. I mean, I don't know. CIA, whatever they're involved in. Anyway, he did come in August 2021 during the Operation Allies Welcome, which is what they call it, but they had no idea who these people were. So there's a lot more out there. There are a lot more of these people that came from Afghanistan, and who knows what they're going to do. What do you think? I mean,
why did he feel he had to shoot somebody? Two cops, essentially. I mean, I don't know. Because he was a crazy guy.
Right. The Biden administration was justifying bringing the alleged shooter to the United States in September due to his prior work with the U.S. government, including the CIA, as a member of a partner force in Kandahar, which ended shortly following the evacuation. The individual and so many others, this is according to John Ratcliffe, should have never been allowed to come here. Our citizens and service members deserve far better than to endure the ongoing fallout from the Biden administration catastrophic failures. We are still dealing with a lot of those catastrophic failures. Afghanistan.
They're just trying to be polite by calling them catastrophic failures when actually they were catastrophic successes for the people who want to destroy the United States.
That's right. As I keep saying, when you realize they want to kill us all, then whatever they do actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And that's
not a conspiracy story.
Right.
It's the truth.
Right.
It all started with Obama.
Yeah, and then we were talking about yesterday, we were talking about the Somalis who came over here, and somebody pointed out in the comments, and I'd forgotten about this, but you did a story on this at the time, that the Somali immigrants who came over on those secret planes. Remember the UPS planes? You did a whole story on it way back when, during the Obama administration. That was this secret shipment and somebody followed those planes. You need to find that story. It was UPS planes. Somebody followed them, and they had video of these people getting off that plane and being transported. And the person in the comments said that was those were the Somalis. We're going to have to find that.
Remember those days when I first started following these guys who were checking up on secret shipments of foreigners coming in at night to small airports. There was that one guy who followed a bus, picked him up, and he followed the bus. That was the first guy who did this. And, we thought that was so radical. Yeah. And I had to convince people that, so somebody is actually shipping in foreign nationals into the country illegally. And that was like a big deal then, because 25 or 30 of them got in. Little did we know that soon that would be counted by the millions.
And one of them was Ilhan Omar. Yes, and I do remember that. It was a big controversial thing at the time, and people were saying it wasn't really happening. That was probably 12 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
It was 11 or 12 years ago, because I remember what house in which we
We
were
were
living
living in your house.
Yeah, we were. And so, speaking of my house, I'm from North Carolina, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. Gobble the turkey is from North Carolina. So that is the one pardon that I'm
The funniest turkey ever
that,
to grace the presidential turkey pardon.
that was
Party.
hilarious. That turkey was like, as we said, if you haven't watched it, you might want to go. I think you had some comments if you wanted to check on them, read some of them or respond to some of them. I try to remember what the comments are, and I try to respond to them. And somebody commented that they liked the necklace I was wearing yesterday, and you probably couldn't tell it, but it was a peacock feather in that necklace. And the reason is because we had a peacock show up and come straight to the front door as if it was saying, "When's dinner?" And so I've always loved peacocks. It didn't fan it was a male. It did, but it didn't fan its feathers. But gosh, they are beautiful. I wanted to go back to the guardsmen to continue with what Judge Janine Pirro said, that they have been in constant contact with the families and have provided them with every resource needed during this difficult time, that they're doing whatever they can to help them and help their families. And they are. Biden was so disrespectful. I still remember him looking at his watch when the killed when I think it was the 13 service members that were killed in Afghanistan coming down, and there he is. What time is it?
Going, do I have to stand here much longer?
I know. And I remember at the time too, President Trump called those people, called the families, talked to the families, even though he was not the president at the time. And they all said that. They said, Biden, we didn't, he looked at his watch. We didn't care about him or what he had to say. In any case, those two guardsmen, I think I forgot to mention, they were from West Virginia.
Musselman High School.
Yeah. Well, this is the community that one of them was from, and the high school was to learn about the shooting of Andrew Wolf. We just pray for him to recover. But it's another reason to be so grateful to God that President Trump is president. Just so grateful. And we are very grateful for President Trump and his cabinet. We're very grateful for all of you who are faithful to us. And as I did say in the beginning, subscribe, like, and share. And because we are working on growing our channel, and we're getting there. We had an uptick in views the past couple of days, so we're really happy.
We've got a plan to work on monetary reform for the next 400 days to try to put it into practice finally, since Kennedy was the last one that did it.
There's some comments
said we're a lovely couple. They must need glasses.
Yes, and today I'm not wearing green, I'm wearing blue.
I'm wearing
Yeah, you're wearing different colors, whatever color.
Checkers.
The people see if there's anything, because some people
bring back United States notes. Yay, bravo, Sam.
Yeah. Why did you comment? Can you read that?
Why did my comment on Bin Laden family get deleted?
We didn't delete any comments, so we don't know. That's not anything that we did.
Jesus Revolution was on the verge of helping deal with sex abuse, but tragically died of AIDS. Oh, Lonnie Frisbee, Jesus Revolution. I don't know who that is, but whatever.
Right. Okay. Well, I think that we need to get ready for our own Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm sure many of you out there need to get ready for your Thanksgiving dinner. So we are going to say, have a very happy, grateful Thanksgiving.
But be sure to look for my post earlier this morning on monetary reform, and we're moving forward to that, and hopefully we're going to make some big waves in the coming year.
We hope so. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. God bless President Trump. God bless United States, and God bless every one of you. We love you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.